All right, so today, it's early January. About this time every year, I burn my fields off. It'll be the same this year. But this year is a little different. I built myself a 330 gallon pumping skid unit. So it's kind of like what a Type 6 Wildland fire truck would have, but it's on a very crude and rudimentary schedule. But this brings a little bit more relief to my brain when I burn these fields off every year. So we have an old IBC tote. I have a 2.5 inch trash pump, sadly Harbor Freight. It's linked together with some 2.5 inch hose, run up to the top. What we're doing up here, we got 3 individual ports that we can hook long hoses into, whether it be the actual Wildland soft hose, or in my case it's gonna have to be garden hose at this point. But the neat thing about these cam locks is they make an actual fitting that'll screw into your garden hose that just snaps into these cam locks. I've got 2 plugged off. I got one ready to accept the hose as soon as we're done filling the tank up. But there's 330 gallons here. Some of your emergency response trucks or your real quick brush trucks are usually only carrying like 150 gallons. Now they've got them in a low tank, so I wouldn't recommend trying to drive around like this, but power washing guys usually do it. Regulating the pressure is going to be with this ball valve up here. And the other day I actually had it fired up and running. I had a pressure gauge sitting in here and it was maintaining 45 psi at the head or at the end of the hose if I had this mostly closed off as a recirc, which keeps your pump from overheating. So we're going to kind of see how this works today, and it's a big relief for me in laying some wet line around so that I don't let something get out of hand. I've got about 200 and something feet of 3/4 inch line that we can use for chasing stuff. But today the winds died down. It's probably in the high 30s at the moment, maybe the low 40s. Winds died down, and I got forecasted rain and snow coming in tomorrow. So I always do this just before a wet front moves in. I don't ever do this when I got 4 or 5 days worth of dry weather coming. Typically I like to do it within the 12 hours ahead of the moisture front moving in, just to make sure the ground gets instantly hit with water and I don't have a whole lot of what we call mop up going on. Today's area of concern is going to be the garden plot, so we'll see what happens.